This is a continuing debate. Everybody says, and is quite obvious to accept, that your foreign policy must be based on your national interests. Then the question is, what is your national interest? And you have different ones, right? You have national interest in prospering, in safety and security, defending yourself, in being able to do business with other countries when you need to, in having sovereignty or independence to decide what you want to do. You have national interest in specific things, for example, in access to airspace so that your aeroplanes can fly, or aeroplanes can fly into Singapore and out of Singapore, or to be able to set your own path and decide whom you want to do business with and what you stand for in the world. I mean, what are your values? What are your ideals? It's not just bread and butter and can you get your food or not, but when you talk about multiracialism, democracy, talk about integrity of our system, these are things, all of them are national interests. Which one is more important? And when you debate that, it's not debating one abstract principle like sovereignty versus another abstract principle like the economy. And then you ask, how do I weigh them? Which one weighs a little bit more? But a specific issue comes up. There's a test. Somebody probes your maritime boundary a little bit. On the other hand, he's offering to do business with you and trade green energy, for example. Do you get angry? Do you decide to overlook this and then I do business and I lump it? There's no formula answer. You have to look at each situation, and then you have to judge. And in a big case, if you have to make a big decision and take a stand, then we have to have the people will have a view and the government will have to take that into account. And the government hopefully will have its own considered view and will talk to the population and we will discuss this. And we've done that. I mean, there have been times, for example, before I took over in 2004, you may have forgotten, but I made a trip to Taiwan as TPM. And it caused a rumpus, and I had to state my position. So my first National Day rally, I had to spend time talking about not just foreign policy, but that trip to Taiwan and why I went and why it's important to us and why Singapore's national interest required me to do that, and that it was necessary for me to do so, even though it caused a kerfuffle at that time. And that's the sort of thing which happens. And during the last 20 years, heaven knows there have been other occasions when we have had incidents and occasions when we've been tested and we've had to get people to understand what it's about. Sometimes public channels, sometimes we've had to do it closed doors, and then we can explain a bit more the background and what's it all about.